Hey, what's up guys? This is Brian at Whisper Status 74. Welcome to the community, welcome to the channel. If this is the first time you are seeing me, please consider liking and subscribing. We are real tech for real people. This is the Samsung Q900R 8K flagship from 2019, which was carried over to 2020 as it is their only 55-inch 8K option. You are looking at Dishonored. It is in 8K. We are actually playing this through the Club HDMI 2.1 DisplayPort adapter. So we're going to do it first. We're going to shut off anti-aliasing. This is Dishonored. This is a very old title, but this is an older graphics card. Is it a 1080 Ti? And there it is in 4K, or 8K, I'm sorry. The challenge has been getting this to run, not really due to the graphics card. It's been more about the TV. And if you guys have seen Linus Tech Tips cover this TV when they first got it, it was just getting the resolution to run correctly. That was a real challenge. It's just not stable. So we'll just see how things look. Wow, that's really clean. Turn the volume down here. So we're not expecting any real performance here, obviously. What we want to do is just kind of look at how clean things look. So what's interesting when you're looking at larger panels, what you always hear with people with smaller monitors is at 4K you don't need anti-aliasing. At 8K you definitely won't need it. At larger panels up close you will see there's still jaggies. Actually I don't see any jaggies right here, but you will see it on farther objects. But it is really clean. If you look at, let's take this off the tripod. Now we are up against the screen, so there's the screen and how clean it is. So what it reminds me of a lot is an IPS panel. This is again a 55-inch display. We are right on it. But what it reminds me of is if I was playing on a 20-inch monitor. Now we'll quickly go in game mode. The challenge has been also, the TV is trying to, oh, see we're in movie mode. The TV's been trying to, let's go into game mode here. There we go. Oh, wow, that's really, the TV's been trying to, Tizen's jumping in all honesty, trying to make the picture better, trying to do things, and what it's done, it's knocked off the connection between the PC and the TV, which has been a real challenge. So we're not in HDR. These are just the out-of-the-box game settings. What we'll do is we'll try to warm up the picture a little bit. Ooh, contrast enhancer, we don't need that on high. We don't want to create any extra noise. And keep in mind too that Samsung definitely, I'll warm that up a little bit more. Samsung likes to mess with their local dimming quite a bit in terms of almost disabling it. Even though it says high here, it always looks like the blacks really do suffer. Keep that at native. Now this is with aliasing off. You can see the guardrails here. It is impressive how clean it is. But again, just keep in mind that the resolution jump you're not expecting great performance even on an old title. And we'll see if we can run some more of these older games on here. Now the first level, I don't care if you super sample this level, there's always been aliasing on these bars in the very beginning of the game, and even with anti-aliasing off, it's amazing how in 8K that shimmering is almost gone. And we'll see if we can do anti-aliasing without crashing. But this is why I love PC, always have, is the ability to go back in and actually, you know, play older games and have them look, you know, brand new. Yeah, look, it's actually almost gone. There's a little bit of that shimmer there. Got the key here. If you guys have ever played this game, love this game. We can see how clean the image is. Now, you're filming this. This is actually being filmed for me in 4K 60. We're going to go back and shut off aliasing because I don't want to crash out. Now, the funny thing is, playing a few games in 8K, it is glorious as far as the cleanliness. Obviously playing at like 20 FPS though. Come on. But you can see how clean the image is. Now, granted, I'm only at 55 inches. I was at 75, you know, 85. I would see that the 8K is definitely necessary. But again, keep in mind the camera is really so close to the screen. That is ridiculously clean. I do feel like it's monitor clean. That said, I would definitely never sacrifice. I'd rather play 4K 120 or 4K 60 than play 8K 30, obviously, which is what we are at, is 8K 30. Now, for me, it might be the DisplayPort adapter. I don't have access to 8K 60. I could do it, I think, in a customizable resolution, but I was crashing so hard with the Samsung that I don't want to risk not getting any footage.
Attention. Tomorrow's execution will be...
the bridge before the night. Something to look out for. See all them lights on the water? That's right, we'll be spotted.
So we do have VSync enabled.
Gonna have to shut off their power.
Again, this is a 1080 Ti.
Now, I'm bringing soap.
There isn't G-Sync through DisplayPort with this adapter. Now, some will ask me how come I haven't updated my PC. Well, buying a new TV, buying the new consoles, you know, the PC is not really something I feel like spending the money on. And unfortunately, when it comes to the graphics cards, the new CPUs, they're getting to be harder to locate than the actual consoles. Now, I'll say the screen uniformity on the Q900R is excellent, but if you look very closely, right through here, something you definitely see with LEDs is you can see what we call jail bars. Very faint lines if you look very close. Now we're right on the screen. Okay. Just move very faint. You can see the lines a little bit if we move side to side. You see them? Look a little bit hazy. Now that can be one of two things. It could be screen uniformity, also can be the zone count. Or the zones, the difference, or the space in between the zones. But look how close. So you're literally touching the screen. How clean that image is. Well, other than my camera dithering, but you can see the clarity. Back on the tripod. Now, I've done videos on HDR in the past. We are not in HDR here, but I think HDR was mismarketed as being like a high dynamic range in terms of its contrast and really color information. But sometimes when you see games, again on PC, and you look at specular highlights and you look at the brightness, a lot of these games look like they're what HDR was promised to be, where my definition of HDR is more realistic and sometimes can actually appear more muted. I love walking through here and seeing the God rays come through.
Yeah, I know. If we do see something, then what? You say something? Remind them about curfew? No reminder. Chase them down. Give them a severely deadly beating. Okay, yeah, I got it. Severely deadly beating.
You see the blade, how clean the blade is in his hands.
Citizens and visitors to our city, by order of the region, the curfew is now active. No foot traffic is allowed across Colburn. Until curfew is lifted. Attention all citizens. No
That is so clean.
is allowed along Colburn's Bridge during this period. Curfew will end tomorrow morning at sunrise.
But then again, in gaming, I never found 4K even at 77 to be too soft.